Okay guys, this shot is going to be a biggie. Okay, this is going to be one of the cases where I'm really going to go out on a limb here to try to improve things. And here's how. We've got this shot, and then we've got this wide shot. Okay. What I want to do is I want to introduce a gulp and do a close-up. So that's going to be a job. So we'll close up the last shot we did. And actually, you know what? Strike that. Let's do this. Yes, let's take this layer, hit the A key, and just flip it. Okay. And probably we could stretch it out like that. Okay. Now, we'll see if this works. This actually might work pretty darn well, surprisingly. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is we'll get rid of his head because he's got to be replaced with the other guy's head. So I'm actually not going to delete that. In fact, actually strike this. I'm going to hit Z a couple times. Here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm actually thinking I might pan over to this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and put Ninja 1 in a group. And then I'm going to duplicate the group. That way I can keep this, but make some changes and edits. We'll get rid of his head in that shot. Okay, so then this layer is the one that we're going to flip. So I'm going to hit the A key. And what's going on here? Okay, there we go. Flip it. And as I said, just kind of stretch it that way a bit. Okay. This will make sense here shortly, hopefully. Okay. We don't need the sword in this particular shot. Actually, I keep changing my mind about this kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and just drag this down to here, and again, let's just mute it. Okay, so now quick presto changeo here. Alright, and let's just kind of go like that. And so now this is just patchwork at this point. Hitting the B key, gonna sample that color. Go like this. Okay, because what I'm doing, believe it or not, is I'm using the same body for both guys. Why? Just because I can. Now, Ninja number 2 does not have this leather backpacky thingy dingy, so okay. And gosh, as long as we're doing it this way, let's just make our life a little bit easier by going like this. Yep. There we go. Yep. That will work. Okay, and so this is going to become essentially the basis for our shot. Got to get his shoulders in there. I think that will work. Okay, now having done that, what I want to do is make this real transparent, because now we got to put Ninja 2's head into this picture, and we want to make sure everything is scaled properly. So I'm just gonna kind of draw the old egg shape. And I'm not going to draw his head at this point. I'm going to simply, and I'm going to cheat, by the way. I'm going to take this. Oh, silly me. These guys don't have mouths. They're wearing these masky things, right? Okay, so now the crazy Naruto hair. Should we make it somewhat symmetrical? Why not? Let's just do it. Let's just see if we can get away with it. Okay. Alright, so now what I want to do is go back to the original shot in Blender and look at... Okay, yeah, so he definitely looks more worried about the situation. And he's also got a little bit more of a curvature this way on his... Okay, I don't want to add that, but... okay, and then what I'm going to do also is just kind of take this up here. Okay. I guess having the that on is a little problematic when it comes to trying to scale things. Okay, so really that's pretty much about what I wanted. I'm going to turn this back on because I want to give this guy kind of a an expression like that. And so yeah, I'm just cheating here. I'm using the fact that that he happens to be in a straight-on front pose to use the symmetry drawing features of Krita to just save some time, right? So there's that. I think I'll put that a little bit higher up on his nose. Okay, so hit Control Insert, and then this is going to be shot number 45. Okay, so let's file, save as 0045. Okay, is there already a 45 there? Nope, there sure isn't. I didn't think there was. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Let's just stick this like around frame 10. Alright, and okay, boom, boom. And whoops. Didn't mean to do that. What did I hit? I must have hit W. I think I have W mapped to rewind, if you will, in Krita. Now let me check this. Okay, so we're going to definitely want the eyebrows to be more like that. So let's hit the old erase tool here. And what I'm going to do is just bop that back to there, and then we will go ahead and take these eyes out completely. Hello. Alright, now let's put on the old onion skins. Nope, I don't like that. Alright, let me just see how that feels when we run it. Okay, that did not work. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And let's move this way downstream. I actually don't know if I'm going to use it at all, but I actually like this better. Okay. So he's going to go boom. And then right around 30, he's going to look over at Ninja 1. So now what I'm going to do, this is probably risky behavior, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the A key, and I'm going to use the liquefy tool. And I'm just going to see if we can... No, that didn't quite work. Let me see how I would want to do this. I guess actually when I've done this successfully, I think the way you do it is you actually put your mouse right in the middle, and then you're gonna try to condense the other side. Okay. So let's just see if that is kind of sort of working. Kind of sort of yes, but kind of sort of no. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, but I don't think it's sufficient, so let's go ahead and... How would we want to do this? I think that actually we could do it this way. Let's just do this one piece at a time. I really don't normally do it this way, and it may prove to be really more sensible to just redraw it, but what the heck? I mean, we're just trying stuff, right? Okay, and B key here, so we kind of move this over a little bit. And importantly, we want to get those eyes changing orientation. Sir, what are you doing? Okay, this shot sucks. Let's get rid of it. Okay. Okay, and I think right around 62, we can take this whole thing and just give them a little bit of an expression change. What are you doing? Nope, too late. Let's do it earlier. What are you doing? Okay, I'm going to play around with this change of orientation a little bit. See if I can find somewhere where it feels good, or if I really want to get rid of it completely. Yeah, go even earlier. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, and then here, Valerie just peeked over my shoulder. Okay, so here, I think what we want to do is do a little bit of liquefy. Okay, and actually we should duplicate this. Duplicate that drawing, and now we take this and we do a little bit of a jump. Okay. Oh, yes. Isn't that nice? Oh. Oh, it's such an improvement over what we had before. This is ridiculous. Okay, so now we will just duplicate the layer. Well, actually, let's not duplicate the layer. Let's just create another layer. And then what we'll do is, I believe if I hit Control Shift, what is it? Yeah, it's Control Shift Insert. So I'm going to take this one and hit Control Shift Insert, and then I'm going to click on this one and see the other one stayed. Yes. Okay, so now what we can do is hit Insert here. And basically, what we're going to find is if I get the initial inked drawing correct here, then I should be able to use the same techniques again to just, you know, deform the drawing. And so we might as well go ahead and turn the symmetrical drawing back on. And now let's just, this is the thing we want to make sure we get right, is this initial drawing, right? So let's do it. And since we're using Krita's symmetry tools to cheat, it should be fairly fast to do, which is awesome. So, well, this is the way things have been going. I've been finding things have been going just so much faster in Krita, and I was moving fast in OpenToonz. I mean, to be fair, I was, but I think that in many cases the the final results were not really up to scratch. And I'm just not finding I have that problem in Krita. So for that reason, I've been just going with what works, you know. So here we go with his crazy Naruto hair, if you want to call it that. Okay, I'll do a little erasure right here. And remember, this is a fairly wide shot, so we don't have to be too meticulous about how the hair is constructed and all, but let's just go ahead and get that in there. Get that in there. The eyeballs. And then I want to use more of a pencil-y brush here on the edges. Okay. So that looks pretty good. I think we're going to want a fairly light, well, yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay, so this might be a really good time to save our work. Okay, so now we're going to do a duplicate. Same thing we did before. And let's just hide this for a minute. Okay, yeah. So the only thing we need to change here, and we can really just cut it out. Okay, that looks good. Go back to this guy. B key. Okay. All right, and okay, now we're going to duplicate this. Actually, no, we're not going to duplicate that. That was actually kind of a mistake. Let me see. Let's go like this. Let's just get rid of the eyebrows. And I'm hitting the eraser here. Okay, so I'm going to move this to here so I can go ahead and deform the other one. So that's fine. Let's just... And as you can see, I am using the pencil again here. So let me just check. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And so then this one is going to be a duplicate of this, but then we're going to take the animate tool with just a little bit of this, so we get that little jump. You gotta like when it works, you know. Okay, so now he's going all the way over there. So we did the initial distortion with the animate tool. So let's go ahead and do that and see if it gets us close. And it did. Okay, so that's good. Let's turn the symmetry back off and go back to our brush. Erase. Let's get that B key. Eraser. And it's a little clunky because I've got, let me hit Alt Q, which I have mapped to turning the smoothing off. Okay. So, right, and then here what we did was we did a duplicate, and I'm going to turn on the eraser. Go ahead and move that out of there. Okay, and I think what I did before was I said, let's just grab this and use the animate tool, or the free transform tool is actually what it's called in Krita. Free transform. And then we'll go back to the B key. It's already in erase mode, but we need to make sure nothing's selected. And then we go like so. Alright, let's check this. Turn on smoothing again. No, I didn't like that. That was sloppy. Okay. Kinda, sorta. Now we'll take this, we'll use the liquefy tool again to just bring that over a bit. And frankly, the easiest way to deal with these guys is to just do that. So then we got one little thing right here that you could argue needs to be erased. Whoops. Gotta hit the erase tool there, fella. E key. Okay. And then what I did was I just did a slight turn. Like so. Okay. So now, if we go ahead and turn off the pencil drawing, this is what we have. Not too shabby. So I've given myself a little more work on the filling side of the equation. But well worth it. I really like the expression, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and do the fill operations. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, actually I was going to hit solo, but that doesn't make sense. The solo button, or isolate is what Krita calls it, is very useful, but whatever layer you click on becomes soloed. So if I hit isolate layer and then I click to this layer, that gets isolated. So you can't really isolate a layer but then click on another layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the G key, and just for kicks and giggles I'm going to keep the pencil drawing in there. So I'm going to hit Control G, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer that's going to wind up being shadows, and I'm going to add a layer that's going to wind up being paint. Alright. So now, how do we get our colors right? Well, one way would be to just go Alt Print Screen and literally screenshot this screen and Control V. There it is. So now I have all my colors in there as well. Neat as a pin. Alright, and so now what I'm going to do, and you can see how shabby this original work was in OpenToonz. It's really pretty shabby. So B key, and I'm going to go Control, Sample, and then just turn that off. Now here we do want to turn the background and all that off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Paint layer, Fill tool, and now what's got to happen, obviously, is we need to put in the necessary keys here. So let's go Insert, 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 Insert. It's only 5 keys, so let's just repaint it every time. It's no big deal. Cool. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually this which is the ink, let's call it ink. One thing we want to do here is let's add a filter mask, and let's just raise this up. Let's see, probably to about there. It's usually about 1/3 of the way because we really don't want it to be black. We want it to be more of a charcoal color. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is flatten the layer. That bakes that color correction into that layer. So now we go to the paint layer, and we want jet black for this and this. Okay, let me see here. That's probably not going to be that acceptable, actually. I'm going to have to hand paint that, but that's okay. The hand painting will take literally 1 minute. Okay, so here goes that 1 minute I just told you about. I'm going to take my brush, my black brush, B key, make it kind of big. Obviously we want smoothing off, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Whoa, I forgot about that one. Okay, well, let's just paint over it anyway. Hit the fill tool and then touch it up. I really did not mean to be using the pencil. I wanted to be using the... To be safe, I'm going to double check these. Because the thing about the pencil, I love it for some things, but it does not have a fully opaque... it's actually pressure sensitive to opacity, which means that it can really monkey with your... when you're trying to just fill in an area, this is not a good brush to use. It's great for sketching. But, okay, so now I'm going to go to here, and let's just... I tell you, what I'm going to do is, since I'm going to do a shadow layer, let me sample this. I'll show you what the problem is. See that? No. We want to use straight white this time, only because we know that we are definitely going to be putting shadows over top of this. So all I'm doing here is just cleaning up the edges, and I'm going to go through and make sure we're clean on the edges all the way here, because if we don't, then that's not going to fill properly. I mean, it's going to bleed over into the rest of his skin and everything. And I still might have some leaks, we'll see, but I'm hoping. I can hope, can't I? So this, I think I consider this shot to be a bit of a victory, frankly, because A, it was done in Krita, B, it's being done relatively quickly. I mean, we're only looking at a half an hour here to be able to vastly improve the acting. For Valerie to walk by and go, mm-hmm, like that show of approval that she gave me there, that does not happen to me. I'm here to tell you. Because she's pretty picky, and I love that about her. It's not quite working. She knows it. All right, so let's go fill tool, and we'll just go ahead and get all these eyes first, and then we'll get all these. And again, hopefully we won't have any leaks. But there we go. So now with that, looks like we forgot to do this here, and that did fill properly. So now the only thing I want to look at here would be the skin tone. So Control Sample, turn that back off, and we should be able to do a nice fill operation here, 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 and here. Okay, and what's left? Traditionally, Ninja One has been, I mean, his eyebrows have been pretty much the sort of charcoal-y kind of color. So, frankly, I think what I'll do is go like this and split the difference between this and his normal outline color. That's interesting. Why did it fill both of them? Not that I really care, because as you can see, I'm going to solo that layer and see what's going on. Yeah, okay. I'm going to back up here. Folks. Ooh. See, I don't understand why that's going way the heck out like it is. It's a little strange. But hardly a tragedy. What I'm going to do is just use this brush. And let's just suffer through some hand painting. Frankly, eyebrows are one place where stuff winds up getting hand painted kind of frequently, because you have these little corners that are sort of tricky for fill operations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do all of this side, and then I'll come back and I might even flip the canvas to go back and do the other side. No big deal. No big deal, people. I mean, we're literally moments away from having the shot done, so I'm going to do a little bit. See? Let me check something here. There's something going on here that's strange. Threshold. What if we put the threshold at 1? Yeah, that's not enough. What if we expand it by only 1? Okay, well that's a little more controllable. I mean, you might have to click the fill button more than once, but yeah, see there. What I don't understand is why it's getting out here. That's very weird. Very weird, actually. Yeah, look at that. How's it getting out there? That seems like a bug to me. Very weird. Well, when you're in a hurry, you don't want to fight the software. Sometimes it's better to just do your painting by hand. Now, you could see there were some real questionable areas right in this range right here, that region. This is definitely problematic. Okay, so I got to grab that and fix that. And I'm actually going to even be, let's see what layer I'm on. Whoa, sorry, my bad. Don't get in a hurry here, folks. Don't get in a hurry. Okay, let's just go back to the beginning. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going to look for anything that's seriously objectionable that needs to be fixed basically with the flesh tone. Little bit right there maybe. That's definitely objectionable. Okay, so we'll get that in there and then we'll sample the outlines and just draw those back in. Okay, that looks like that was a little bit dark. Okay, now remember we are really zoomed in here quite a ways. The actual size would be this. There's the size of the actual drawing. So the only thing I kind of take a little issue with is right here. And I want to make sure. Okay. Well, that's all right. Okay. Yeah, and now let's just go into the paint layer and do the same thing. We'll stretch it out a little bit like that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. File, save early, save often is the rule, right? Okay, so now because we've got him blocked in, we can go ahead and add this. Now, obviously the guy needs a neck. I am keenly aware of that. But here's also where we see some of the issues that can happen with the painting process. Again, not a big tragedy. You just go through and touch it up. You can see a little bit of the background bleeding through right here. Quite a bit actually. I'm gonna have to actually hit that with some flesh tone as well. So, but you know what? You just do what you got to do, right? That's what you do. Do what you got to do, brother. Or sister, as the case may be. Alright. Okay. And just kind of ride back into that like so. And I'm gonna, just so I can stay focused, I'm just gonna do one eye and then go back and hit the other eye afterwards. And this is kind of the price you pay for, and I guess I could actually do it this way. Kind of the price you pay for wanting to have a more delicate look in your ink and paint. You know, you do run the risk of having to do more hand touch-ups just to keep it from looking stupid. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, I can live with that, I think. Let's go to the next. And here, little flesh tone. Yep. Oh, by the way, this needs to be turned off now. Obviously. Obviously. Alright. Let's go ahead and paint that in. Okay, we got one more frame. And there it is. Okay. Ba-dum-ba-dum-dum-dum. And N key shows the real size. Okay. So now let's go here. Jet black. Come down like that. And I think here we will just do the same thing we've been doing. Whoops. You silly thing. You know, this is something that I've never really bumped into or thought about before. No pun intended, because I keep bumping into the symmetry widget. You can move this up here. I guess in my case, what I really should do is move it down here, right? Yeah, there we go. Problem solved. No need to complain. Not that I would ever do that or anything. Haha, I'm kidding, since I've been known to rant and rave here on YouTube from time to time, usually when I'm frustrated with software. Okay, so now let's just get that, and boom. Okay, so now the question becomes, how much do we need to change it from frame to frame? So let me go Control Insert. And by the way, just to be safe, I should go like this. The reason I'm doing this is I know I'm going to want shadow on his neck when we put the neck in there. So that probably should just be done the same way as the other time, right? So let's go like this and just stretch it up. Okay. Fine. And back down. That obviously does introduce a little bit of distortion, but at the same time, you got to remember that you're you know, we're dealing with shadows here, and shadows are inherently a little bit soft anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay, and now as this comes together, we can see that there's a little bit of touch-up involved. Not a huge shock. Definitely not a huge problem. Not a problem at all. Okay. And I would say one more of these right here. Just a little. I grabbed the wrong tool. Okay. Okay. And animate tool, standard. Okay, now let's go through and do a little bit of judicious touch-up on this. Okay, let's go here, and we want to B key. Rats. Okay. Ah, shoot. Darn it. Forgot I had the symmetry turned on. Okay, so here we need to bring that down and just boom. Just touch it up a little bit. Out of eraser mode. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna make sure I'm not chimping out here and compromising too much. Okay, I think that'll do it, and if so, then I will wrap this video up now and put his neck in. Yeah, that's fine. I'll put his neck in the next video, and in the next video I'll recap it and show it being cut into the show. So that's it for now, and there will be more later.